Well, Samaritans Feet was started because a missionary came to Nigeria over 27 years ago and chose to make a difference in the life of a poor African boy. He gave him his first pair of shoes, and shoes to poor boys in Africa and girls in Africa. It's like giving them gold. But give him more than the shoe, he gave him hope. He told that little boy to dream that God has a plan for him. Taught him to give him a basketball. I got him a chance to take a basketball. I remember giving, us holding basketball, and we took it down. We started to kick the ball. I said, no, we don't kick this one, we dribble this one. And that really served as the beginning for this, because I used that for me as an inspiration. Got good at basketball, eventually come to the United States in a basketball scholarship, and which gave me the opportunity to get my undergraduate work and then my master's degree. And then got involved in the technology business, and God blessed us. And then overall, things were going real well. And in 1997, my father passed away, and I went back to Nigeria for his funeral. And then I saw a lot of children like me, poor, impoverished, and without hope and despair. And I saw them, and God spoke to me and said, you've been blessed. Now it's your turn to be a blessing.
Not until we went back to Nigeria and took our family back there and saw his home and saw how people lived did it really encompass all. Not until I saw that the home that he grew up in was probably the size of my garage, and how I thought I had it horrible.
Kids in the part of Africa where I grew up, and we used to pray this prayer, God give me 001. That means if I don't have breakfast, it's okay if I don't have lunch. But God, would you give me supper so at least I can make it till tomorrow? So kids, it's a survival for some kids in parts of Africa because they have to pick between having food or shoes, and most kids in Africa and a lot of parts of the world, they live on less than $1 a day.
The story is a great story. And even with missions, it's a great story to come back and show the pictures, and it's a great story to see, a picture of a child that looks hungry or doesn't have shoes, but not until you fully go and experience it and give of yourself do you really understand it.
You give them that pair of shoes and say, use these to take your first step of hope and to move into the new direction that God's leading you to go and get involved in sports and go to school, because in some parts of the world, without shoes, you can't go to school. So we provide a basis for them to really inspire these kids to focus on the important things in life. Our vision that God's given us is to try and reach 10 million children and put 10 million shoes on these kids' feet.
I think we will exceed the 10 million. Our goal is 10 million pairs of shoes the next 10 years, 10 million people. I think obviously he's always going to do above and beyond what we hope or imagine. He gave us that vision, but I think as time goes on and there's more needs and more things that we're allowed to do and God opens the door for, we'll just step through. I think that we will exceed our goals and the goals that God has set before us.
We use shoes most of the time, but sometimes we use medicine. Sometimes we use, dental work. Sometimes we use food. Sometimes whatever it is. But our primary vehicle is shoes.